Hello, my dear Primal 4 learners. I bring you greetings from Waiso Saddam. Hope no one is saying, who is Waiso Saddam? Waiso Saddam is the man talking on your screen. Are we there? Now I call you my little superstars. You know you are superstars? Whoever passes my work is a superstar. So I know most of you have passed my work. I left you with an activity. But before we go through the activity, get out everything that can distract you and we begin our business. Are we there? Now friends, open your books. We want to mark, okay? Be honest, remember, be honest. If something is correct, I've given you permission. You give yourself a tick using a pencil. And if something is not correct, be honest, put there X. And after you make corrections. Okay, now let's get started. Question number 1. Let's read together. Give the meaning of a planted forest. I expect your answer to be, a planted forest is a large piece of land thickly covered by trees. Do I have someone who has the same answer like mine? Put there tick. Someone can also say a planted forest is a large group of trees growing together that are planted by man. Oh, wow. Yes, people are passing. Let's get to question number 2. List any 3 tree species found in planted forests. Which kinds of trees can we find in planted forests? I guess everyone is going to pass this one. Oh, we have pine, we have conifers. Did I have someone with the eucalyptus? Or you said, what a very long word. It's not long. It's a matter of practice, okay? Don't avoid such words. You can write eucalyptus, we have fir, and so many others. Let's get to question number 3. Mention any one characteristic of a planted forest. We had very many, so I will just pick one of them. I expect you to have trees produce softwood. Do you still remember the reason? The reason is simple. These trees take a short period of time to mature. That's the reason why they produce softwood. Are we there? You can also say trees are of the same kind or species. Trees are planted in lines. Trees mature almost at the same time. Okay? There are very many points that you can choose. How is softwood useful to people? Do we use softwood? I expect you to have. It is used to make pencils, can talk of softboards, papers, and so many others. Are we there, my friends? I gave you only 4 numbers, and I believe some of my superstars have 4 out of 4. Now, if you have 4 out of 4, you know what you have to do? Pat your back. Pat your back. You are great. I love you so much. Now, if you know you didn't get everything right, you know what we do first? You write corrections. Then we go to the new work. Now, friends, what have I brought for you today? Okay. Today we are going to see the values of forests. Also, we shall know the problems that these forests face. We also have to find the solutions to these problems and as well as the dangers of forests. Now, as you know, we study in sessions. Allow me to take you to the first session. Good. Oh, importance of forests. Now, we have been learning about forests since P1, P2, P3. Now in P4, we are still going to learn more about the uses of forests. I have a simple question for you. How are forests of value to people? How are forests important? Please, you know, the other book where we write our work, jot out some points. Write down some points. Okay? Yes. Now let's compare and we see. These forests are very important And I have very many answers. Oh, we have very many values of forests to people. That's why you normally hear saying, let's protect and preserve forests, because they are of value to us. Are we there? Now, the first value is forests are sources of timber. You normally see our good buildings and you wonder what did they use to roof them. Part of it is timber, and this is how timber looks like. Have you ever seen timber? You know where we get timber from? We cut trees and we get timber from the trees. And the act of harvesting mature trees for timber is what is known as lumbering. So in forests, many activities can take place there, like lumbering. As you can see, we have timber. This timber, you can go ahead to use it in roofing. Are we there? Also, these who fell down trees to get timber can sell to get money. So that's the first value of forests. Forests are sources of timber, or you can say they provide timber. Are we there? Have another answer here. Forests are sources of wood fuel. When we say wood fuel, we mean the fuel that we get from wood. Let's say firewood. Let's say charcoal. I hope you still remember the meaning of fuel. Anything that you can burn to produce heat and light is fuel. So the fuel we get from forests is known as wood fuel, as you can see in my illustration. Are we there? Have you seen such places? Okay, if you haven't seen, you are unlucky. But trust me, before the end of this year, you will have seen at least. So this is the place where cooking takes place, traditional place. You know, for you have grown up in Kampala, where you just say, use gas, you use cookers. But now for us who grew up from the villages, this is the kind of fireplace we used to have, okay? Now, the fuel we use in here is firewood. So firewood and charcoal is part of wood fuel. Are we there, friends? Now I can take you to the next value. We have forests are sources of herbal medicine. Oh, wow. Someone is excited about herbal medicine. Now, as you can see in my illustration, are you able to see? Very good. Sometimes when you are sick, there is no need of going to the clinic. Some of these parents just move around and they get medicine from forests. They pound it or they squeeze it, they give you and you take a sip. If you had a headache, and it gets done immediately. That is what we call herbal medicine, my friends. Do you have someone at home who normally uses this? Hopefully you do. So this kind of medicine is called herbal medicine, which is mainly got from plants like forests. Are we together, my superstars? Wow, I love the attention for today. Everyone is attentive. I'm looking at everyone and everyone is looking at me. And as I told you, always look at my nose, okay? When you look at my nose, you don't lose focus. Now let's look at the other value of forests. Forests help in rain formation. Do you still remember the type of rainfall where forests get involved? I guess you do. That is convection rainfall. These forests help in the process known as transpiration. Now, after transpiration takes place, the vapor rises up and it condenses. Then we receive it in form of rainfall. Are we there, friends? Let's go ahead. Now we are going to read together. Also, we have forests help to control soil erosion. Yeah, we saw that in our previous lessons. Now, one, you know, agents of soil erosion. We have fast flowing water. We also have wind. So in case of strong winds, the trees act as wind brakes. So they reduce the speed of wind so that it does not blow off or blow away the topsoil. Then you see these roots here, they also reduce on the speed of flowing water. That means that it won't have the strength to wash away the top soil. Are we there, friends? There are also many other values of forests to people. I also have forests are homes for wild animals. You know the examples of wild animals? The likes of lions, they don't stay in our houses. Where do they stay? In the bushes and forests. Are we there? So these forests are very important because they act as homes for these wild animals. And you know these wild animals are very important to our economy. One, they attract tourists who go and pay money or who bring in income to boost our economy. Are we there, my friends? We also have another value or use of forests. Oh, forests attract tourists who bring income. Now I want to tell you this, that when you come to P5 next year, we shall go to Jinja. But before we get to Jinja, we shall first go to Mavira Forest. When we go there, by the way, there are some little money that we pay, and that money goes to the government. Are we there? That's why we are saying the likes of wind impenetrable forests, where we have mountain gorillas and beautiful trees. We go there and see those, then we pay some money. And that is the point we say forests attract tourists who bring income. You know, I see the white men going to visit our forests. They pay some little money that goes to the government in form of tax. Are we together, my friends? Now we are about to end the first session about the values or uses or importance of forests. We can use very many words to mean the same, okay? Don't find someone saying, state any 3 uses of forests and say, oh my God, I've not learned about that one. It's this one you are learning about. You can say uses, values, importance, functions, and so many others. Lastly, the trees beautify the compound. That's why you go ahead to plant trees around your home, because these trees look so beautiful. They beautify the environment. Are we there? There are very many more importance of forests, but we have just mentioned a few. You can go ahead to find out more, uses of forests. Now, friends, session number 2. Where are we? Dangers of forests. We have seen that they are very useful to us, but at the same time, those people living near forests go through different dangers that are caused by these forests. Are we there? So I have a simple activity for you. State any 3 dangers of forests. How are these forests dangerous to people who live around them? Someone thinking? I told you I want children who think. You know, when you think you are going to be a superstar. Are we there? And you remain a superstar. Now let's compare our answers. Now, my first answer here is forests harbor. Let's say this word, harbor. Let's spell the word harbor together. Harbor. H-A-R-B-O-U-R. Harbor. Are we there? This is the correct spelling of harbor and the British version. And you know we use British in Uganda. You know why? We were colonized by the British. So now, forests harbor dangerous animals. And these animals, you know, some of them feed on flesh, and some of them are dangerous to us. They are harmful. So now when you live near forests, it's possible that these animals will leave their forests and come and disturb you. For example, you are grazing near forests. They will come and eat your animals. You go, you find your goat missing, and you say, who has stolen my goat? These wild animals have eaten your goat. Okay? So we have also forests harbor rebels or dangerous people, as you can see here. Now, when I talk of rebels, someone saying, who are rebels? Rebels can be armed people who would want to change the government violently. You know, when you want to change the government, in Uganda, we use elections. Like we are going to have next year elections. Now, there are people who can decide just to go in forests, hide there when they are armed, and they begin fighting the ruling government. Such people are known as rebels, or people in opposition, people who People who disagree with the government, they can decide to go in forests, in bushes, hide, and they begin fighting from there. Those are wrong people. They are rebels, okay? Never be part of those, because it's a criminal case. And when you are caught, you can be sentenced to death, to life imprisonment. Are we there, friends? So these forests harbor wrong people, or you can say harbor bad people, or rebels. Are we there? I also have the last, my second last here is forests reduce land for farming. You know, we need to commercialize farming. We need to carry out farming on a large scale. But you find that some pieces of land is covered by forests. And you know, my friend, it is a bad thing to destroy forests. Because when you destroy forests, it's very dangerous, and you will know how bad it is to destroy forests. So now it reduces land for farming. Lastly, forests lead to poor transport. Like you want to construct a road and there's a forest. It makes road construction difficult. Because remember, you have to first cut these trees, and it's not a good thing to cut down trees massively, so it makes the construction of roads very difficult. How is with me? If you are still with me, say, I see. I want to hear you say, I see. Very good class. Now, friends, we want to get to our next session, and we are wrapping it up. Are we there? We are about to end this show. Make sure before I end my lesson, you have learned something, okay? Very good. Now, let's see. Problems faced by forests. Just like children face some problems at home and at school. Like sometimes when you're going to school longer distance, some people come from very far. That can be a problem you face. Now, even these trees face some problems, and we are yet to see them. So I have designed a simple question for you, my friends, my superstars. Suggest any 3 problems that are faced by forests. Yes? Someone should think, someone should try. What are the problems faced by these forests? Okay, let's see. One is deforestation. One is deforestation. The first one is deforestation. Deforestation, as you can see here. Do you still remember the meaning of deforestation? The massive cutting down of forests. So some forests are cut down. So it's a problem these forests face. We shouldn't cut them down. Are we there? We also have wild bush fires. That is mainly caused by people who carry out farming around forests. Mainly during dry season, when they clear their land, there are those farmers who tend to burn bushes around forests that end up catching the forest and it is on fire. It's a problem. We also have drought, prolonged sunshine. Are we there? These trees need rainfall to grow well, but sometimes it is purely drought. It's dry. So when it's dry, you know what happens? These forests have difficulty in their growth. They might end up drying. Are we there? And lastly, encroachment. I want to give you a live example. When you went to Mabira forest used to be the largest forest in Uganda. But as I talk right about now, it's no longer the largest in Uganda. You know what happened? People encroached on it. People who settle near it kept on cutting trees, reducing, and now it is the second largest forest. Can you imagine? People encroached on this forest, and it has now reduced in size. So it's another problem that forests face. Now, my friends, we can find solutions very fast. What can we do to avoid these problems that forests face? One, we can teach people by teaching the public about the uses of forests. Because now when you know that these forests are useful, there will be you won't have any reason to why you should go and cut them and cut them down. Are we there? Also, by creating forest reserves, the government can create forest reserves, places that are gazetted, set aside. The government sets them aside, and no one should go and encroach them. because they are government and public property or assets. Are we there? We also have, by encouraging re-afforestation, we have to plant more trees. Are we there? We have to plant more trees. Mainly when we cut down trees, we have to replant. Are we there? Also, by using other sources of energy instead of wood fuel. Like we can use electricity to cook. Are we there? Like some of you are using, instead of using firewood and charcoal. That would help people not to cut down trees. Are we there, my friends? And we also have, by enforcing strict laws against deforestation. The government should enforce these laws are there, but now the government should enforce them. If you are caught cutting down forests, you are arrested, taken to the courts of law, and you are judged. Are we there? If you are guilty, you go and serve. You go to Nalfenya. Is Nalfenya still around? You can also be taken to Luzira. Are we there? So now, my friends, I have related terms that you need to know about. One is afforestation. When we say afforestation, what do we mean, friends? We simply mean afforestation is the planting of trees where they have never been. Okay? When you look outside your compound, if you don't see many trees, go and plant in that space. You will be doing what we call afforestation. We also have re-afforestation, which is the planting of trees where they have ever been. Like if you cut down trees, replant. That act, that practice is re-afforestation. Now, my friends, we have agro-forestry, which is the planting of trees together with crops. Have your trees and plant their banana plants or grow their beans. You mix trees with a certain crop. That practice is known as agroforestry. Lastly, lumbering is the harvesting of mature trees for timber, and it's the main activity that is carried out in forests. Has it been a long lesson? I guess no, and I wish you have been enjoying. Now, friends, I'm about to come to an end, but before I get to an end, I still have some more two related terms, and one is deforestation. What do we mean by deforestation? Before we know what it means, it does not double any letter. I realized some of you were doubling letters. It doesn't double any letter. Are we there, friends? So now, what does it mean? Deforestation simply means the massive cutting down of trees. You go when you are hungry and angry and you cut down trees, forests. That practice is deforestation. Note, in Uganda, there is a body known as National Forestry Authority that is responsible for protecting and preserving forests. What does it do? Sometimes this body is abbreviated as NFA, not INFA. NFA, which stands for National Forestry Authority. The word forestry, we have the word try. Make sure every time you read the word forestry, you have the word try at the end. Are we there? Now, this body here is under NEMA. You know what NEMA means. And it is responsible for encouraging people to plant more trees. Are we there? It's also responsible for protecting and preserving trees and forests. My friends, my lesson has come to an end, but as usual, I have to leave you with an activity to assess you, okay? And this time round, I have organized only how many numbers? Who has seen 5 numbers? And I'm not going to read through because now you are big children and you can read. You are my superstars. Remember, I want to wish you a very lovely time at home. I remain Waiso Saddam. Bye-bye.